What's good, guys? I'm your host, Black Lightning 4547. How you guys doing? Welcome to another episode of Fire Alarm Reviews, where I take in-depth tours of life or fire safety devices, pull stations, fire alarms, you name it. So, without further ado, let's get started. Today we are going to be reviewing a Simplex 49CMTV-WWF 3-1/ Smart Sync multi-tone True Alert. Now right off the bat you can realize that it looks just like the 4906 series True Alerts, except for one thing: strobe design. As you can see, in the middle of this strobe reflector is circular as opposed to this old strobe design that you used to. And there's also a little bit differences too. Like, for example, candela windows. This one is a lot more noticeable than this one. Is way in there. See, there's the candela select, or window, or indicator. But other than that, it has holes in the bottom. Why? Because this uses a mounting bracket. Instead of the 4906 series, you have to take the cover off and then there's your holes. Whereas this, you got an actual mounting bracket. So that's the overview of your alarm. Now, you do have options. Just like this has options. You can get this cover either white or red. White, you get red fire lettering or red lettering. In red, you'll get white lettering. Like this. Fire lettering. There's also options like Few, Alert, and Few/Fire. Now, if you don't know what Few is, it is the French. It's in French. It's fire in French. FEU. But that's an overview of this device. Let's go ahead and break it down to you. So there. We had some mounting bracket. Let's go ahead and review this. There's 3 terminals. There's 2 negatives and there's 1 positive. Why? Because this alarm is supervised. It's by the fire alarm control panel. And this makes it easier for supervision. And so, if someone decides to just come in the building and decides to take that off of this base, it will throw the fire alarm control panel into trouble. Why? Because it can't detect the resistor because that's not there. And so, you have 2 negatives. One, this is negative in, that's negative out. This is positive in and out. So both in and out goes in this terminal. It is plastic. The cover is plastic. And the alarm is basically plastic. And now this is where you insert a screwdriver to get the alarm off the base. Now, it's not no easy task. You actually have to apply a lot of force to get this thing off. As you can see, it mounts on a 4x4 back box as well as a single gang back box. So it mounts on double gang, which is 4x4, and single gang. And so you have a lot of mounting options to work with. Let's look at the alarm, shall we? Here's the back. Now, what is similar about the 4906 series is it still uses a jumper for candela selection. So, you got 185 candela, 135 candela, FACP, 15, 30, 75, 110. What is FACP? Well, it stands for Fire Alarm Control Panel. Now, this is only for the newer ES Simplex fire alarm control panels. You can select the candela from the fire alarm control panel on Simplex, like I said, Simplex ES series panels. You can't do it on just like your firelight panel, obviously not. But so if you don't have well, of course no one's gonna have this, but if you don't have a fire alarm control panel, or like a Simplex ES series control panel, you don't get to use that option. You just use the field candela that's provided for you. Right here, you got your diff switches. So first is local / FACP. Second is high or low volume. Third is standard march time or 20 beats per minute march time. Fourth is normal / conventional. And then the 5, 6, and 7 diff switch is your tones selection. And then 8th is clear / color. Don't really know what that is. But yeah, there's your diff switches right there. And as you can see, this is your label. Go ahead and come on. Focus a little bit more. There we go. So as you can see, this requires 24 volts DC filtered, okay? You can't power this thing on FWR because, as you already know, Simplex fire alarm notification appliances are not meant for FWR. But here you go. So here's your sound pressures: 520 hertz, broadband, and others. And so this thing on high volume is 80, 84, and 82. That's for UL listing, but the actual is 83, 88, and 87. Now, low volume is mostly in the 70s. 74 to 70, 79 to 74, 77 through 62, and all that. Now, there's the max DC current for the strobe setting and candela settings. And yes, it does have a low frequency tone, so that's for hearing impaired or for people that have harder hearing. And if you just use like this fire alarm, it might not wake up the occupants, or they are not able to hear it go off when there's a fire emergency. So that provides a really low frequency tone and it is proven that lower frequency tones are able to wake up faster and quicker, and people are more responsive than higher frequency. So let's go ahead and take the cover off real quick. Now you just push that tab, and this is what the front alarm looks like. As you can see, kind of like, it has like a speaker, piezo to it. And then there's your strobe. So that's basically an overview of this alarm. Now we're gonna go ahead and test it. And let's go back to the terminal blocks. These terminal blocks are meant for 18 gauge wire to 12 gauge wires. So, yeah. Now let's go over tones, since like I said this is a multi-tone. So, your tones are 520 hertz horn, broadband horn, bell, chime, slow whoop, siren, and high-low. So, alright guys, now we reached the demonstration point of this video. So, we're going to test this multi-tone true alert right here. And obviously to match it, we got our Simplex 49.997.95, but it's conventional. Like I said, I don't really know the conventional model number of this pole station, probably like 9001 maybe. But right now it's on 100 no, it's set on siren, low volume, and so here we go. There's that, and we're gonna do all tones test. Next is low frequency horn. It is actually quite loud, so I'm just gonna open the station. And hold up. Alright, try that again. There we go. Now this is horn. Now you probably think it's gonna sound like a true alert, right? Like just a 496 9127 true alert. But that's actually wrong. That's actually quite loud. Just on low volume. Alright, this is slow whoop. Alright, this is high-low. Like I said, this is quite loud, even on low volume. And I do got family next door, even though my door is closed, they can still hear it, so I gotta hurry up. This is chime. And that's honestly a one weird sounding chime tone. Now, like I said, it uses like a different, it's kind of like a horn mechanism, so, or a horn piezo. It's not really like a chime, like a little speaker that has like a tone generator. And so obviously it's not gonna sound like your average CH70 tone, but because like I said, this uses a horn piezo, so what do you expect? So anyways, we got one more tone, and the last tone is bell. And keep in mind, all the tones were set on 30 candela. Or all the demonstrations, the show was set on 30 candela. So yes, that is it. That is my multi-tone true alert. Hope you guys enjoyed this new episode of Fire Alarm Reviews. I'm Black Lightning, and have a good day.